Scott Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Hello, welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We're just really trying to get through life right now. With all the, it's just, they're taking everything away from us. They're taking everything.
Seriously, they are.
Please, don't take college football from us this fall.
We are begging. That's where we're at, man.
By all that is holy, please.
Seriously. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's,
by all that
fun.
is good, right, and holy in the world, don't take college football from us.
Seriously. This is what happens when you let fear dictate policy. Mm-hmm. You lose your quality of life and your freedom.
So supposedly, the Big Ten canceled their football season yesterday. Here's the report from Dan Patrick, who broke the news.
Here's the information I got. The Big Ten and Pac-12 will cancel their football seasons tomorrow.
Oh, that's today.
The ACC and the Big 12 are on the fence. The SEC is trying to get a delay to have teams join them. The SEC is looking at exclusive TV contracts.
I know one team that would be willing to join them.
Nebraska.
Well, that wasn't the team I was thinking of.
So once again, then I followed up with my source and I said, so the Big Ten and Pac-12 canceled tomorrow. That's what I'm told this morning. 3 Big Ten teams that I've spoken with said it's done. And I followed up by saying, so the SEC might go alone and bring in other schools. That's the latest. They're trying to buy time, according to my source, to see if the ACC or Big 12 will go along with them.
And what does that mean exactly, go along with them? Would the conferences merge? Go along, or they just play the seasons too? Is that...
Man, I don't know. What a mess. Yesterday, I listened to Nebraska Sports Talk Radio, and it felt like a funeral.
Well, I'm sure it did.
And
meanwhile, BYU they kept going with their practices.
Well, so did Nebraska, and then Scott Frost came out at 1:30 Central and gave the greatest press conference ever, where he said that Nebraska's playing. It may not be with the Big Ten, but we're going to do everything in our power to play. These kids want to play. Good. He went through all of the unintended consequences of canceling a football season, both for the state, the university, and the kids that would be playing these games.
Right.
And Nebraska's playing somewhere. I'm confident. Hey, BYU want to play 10 times?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. No Hail Marys, though.
Oh, we're down to 2 games. 2 games that were originally scheduled. We actually have 3 on the schedule because we just added Navy last week for the opening game. But they've got Navy, Houston, North Alabama. That's their season now.
Okay, well,
Mountain West canceled their season as well yesterday.
Yeah.
So Big Ten yesterday, apparently Pac-12 today, Mountain West yesterday.
Well, as the day went on, Big Ten, basically, the report was that today they're going to have an announcement. So...
Well, it's the announcement that they're canceling their season.
I don't know. They met again last night, you see, after it hit the fan yesterday with this report. And some big source apparently said there was no vote, and we will make an announcement tomorrow.
Oh.
Which is today.
So could Dan Patrick's report have been wrong? I hope. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wouldn't that be great? The season's on an iron lung right now. Even if they play, is there any reward for a great season? All right, let's say a team, especially an independent team, let's say, finishes 10-0 on the year. They finally put together 10 games, they win them all, beat some good teams, and a few cupcakes. So, without the Power 5 conferences, will there even be rankings? Will there be bowl games? I don't see how they're going to do that without the Big Ten and the Pac-12.
This is madness. Our society is nuts.
You could, if the Pac-10 or the Pac-12 and the Big Ten go back on what everybody's saying they're doing, and they say no, we're playing this year. That could salvage the year. Mm-hmm. That really could.
Or if we stay with 2 or 3 opponents, Nebraska maybe needs just 1 win to qualify for a bowl. That'd be good.
Yeah, and that'd be great.
The way we are living right now as a society is...
It's nuts.
So maddening. with long-term ramifications. It just, sorry, kids. Seriously.
Yeah, and pushing this thing till spring, that messes up the whole thing because that puts them too close to the next season with their bodies having to recuperate. That messes up for the NFL draft.
Yes.
There's so many factors involved. And if you don't play at all, if you don't play in spring or fall, what do you do about all the athletes on scholarship? Do you let them come back again next year? And what about the incoming for next year? Do they have to delay theirs because of scholarship limits? I don't know. We mentioned that yesterday. I guess the NCAA could do a moratorium on the scholarship limit. I don't know. It's a mess. It's just a mess. And I don't know how they fix this.
For what purpose is this? Are kids, does the virus live in grass on a football field more than at your house? Come on. And they've got these guys, they're following protocols. They're in bubbles effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
I know, it's really, it's frustrating and so disheartening.
Bad words.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so there's still, we're literally clinging to hope there.
Do we have a time for the Big Ten announcement?
No. Yes, we just hope it's today. Was what they were alluding to last night, or as somebody said, right now. I didn't appreciate this analogy. Who was this? Who said, right now we're losing 28-3 late in the third quarter, so hope looks all but lost. But maybe we'll rally and pull it out because this is. Are we not out of ways yet to collapse the American way of life and society as we know it?
Not quite yet.
Okay, so we've
got a couple more steps.
Okay.
And then it's completely gone, the America we knew.
How many steps have we taken? 98 out of 100?
Man, we're dang close. Just destroying everything.
Yes, we are.
And then yesterday, too, another really weird occurrence happened. President Trump was in the middle of a press conference when the Secret Service stepped in and whisked him away. There was a shooting near the White House, and
2 shots fired out near the gate.
The president, when he came back, said it seems to be very well under control. It was the suspect who was shot. There was an actual shooting, and somebody has been taken to the hospital. Here's video of it.
Looks like they're just about going to be topping records, hopefully soon. Excuse me?
Secret Service comes right up to him. Time to go.
Huh.
Yeah.
So are they going to make a big deal out of that? The president left, and he's such a sissy. He left the press conference, just like they did when he went down to the bunker. He's in the bunker. There's crap going on outside that could endanger the president.
Right. It's not his.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Right. It's not Trump's job to know exactly what's happening with his security around him. That's why he has the Secret Service, and he does what they say because they could be saving his life. Oh, yeah. So I'm sure you're probably right. What a wuss. He went back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of us were out here.
Couldn't even do the press conference.
And he came back and he did it.
Right. He did after the guy got shot and taken to the hospital. Apparently, the guy approached a Secret Service agent on the corner and aggressively came at him like he was going to shoot him, pulled something out of his coat or vest or whatever, and that's when the Secret Serviceman shot him. So I don't think anybody knows exactly what the goal of this guy was. Could it have been suicide by a cop? Maybe. Could he have had some kind of ill intent for the president? That's possible too, I guess. We don't really know what happened exactly. But the president returned just a few minutes later and went on with his life. So I'm sure he'll still get a ration of crap for leaving the press conference. I mean, that bunker thing, they wouldn't let that go. He talked about that for a month. Just absolutely asinine. 888-900-3393, but just another indication of how weird things are right now. That's something I can't remember ever seeing. The president being whisked off during a live press conference.
Yeah, I mean, that was shades of Bush reading to the elementary school kids being escorted back there.
Very much so. Also, supposedly, any time now, Joe Biden will select his running mate, and he just got a big notice from 100 male black leaders that it must be a black female. You must choose somebody they want you to choose. So we'll see if he keeps into that.
Did they submit a list and say, hey, you got to choose from one of these?
I don't think so. I think they just said she's got to be black. Whoever you choose has to be black. Actually, Senator Kamala Harris is the only potential pick named in the letter. Other black female Democrats who have been floated, though, in the media as perspectives are Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. I don't know that she's made the short list, has she?
I haven't seen her in a while.
I haven't either. Karen Bass, Val Demings. I keep seeing Tammy Duckworth. Susan Rice has been one that's been very prominent lately. And I was Drudge had a story yesterday or the day before that Elizabeth Warren was the front runner.
Oh yeah, she's also a person of color.
Right, being Native American as she is.
But if it's Susan Rice, okay, you want Benghazi, one of the low points of the Obama administration, and there are plenty to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
You want that to be a main topic of the 2020 election cycle?
All right.
Susan Rice it is.
And she'll just keep repeating the same lie that she didn't lie over and over and over again. But people will bring it up. Certainly Trump will bring it up, which it should be brought up because she lied to us over and over and over again. So it'll be interesting to see where Joe Biden lands on that whole thing. In the meantime, I can't wait to hear another statement like.
And by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
Yeah. So.
Hey, wait a minute now. Hang on. Hold on. If we're doing a debate here, Trump, because nobody's going to bring this up, the moderators, but Trump needs to bring up, is your running mate in that category? They just think like everybody else, or are they the exception?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a way to bring up and remind people that he said this, or show people that he said this that maybe missed this news cycle.
Be interesting to see how he'd respond to that. That's not what I said. I clarified that statement, and then I said the opposite of what I said.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even remember saying that by now. It's been a good week.
His handlers have got to be going out of their minds trying to control the things that come out of his mouth and trying to figure out where they can take him and what they can do with him, if anything, because it's a tough job.
Right.
It's a tough job.
I know. Is it a tougher job trying to explain away what Joe Biden says or keep the president off Twitter?
Those are both pretty challenging. Let's go back in time and take a peek at Joe Biden of yesteryear. Back in 1988.
Oh, he ran for president way back then.
Yes, he did. This was his first attempt.
Question. What law school did you attend, and where did you place in that class? And the other question is, could you quickly...
Just his pattern of lying.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. In the first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom two-thirds of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class.
Wow.
I won the international moot court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
He never even asked you anything about IQs.
He's always been sensitive about that.
He wants to brawl with everyone.
He did the same thing. Was it last year? He jumped all over that guy.
Yeah, look fat.
Yeah.
Let's do push-ups.
Smarter than you. Yeah. I'm stronger than you. I could beat you up. I'll take you behind the schoolyard. And then we find out
Wait, what?
more about what he was saying. Let's do a little fact check.
Now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School.
My gosh.
This guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Whoever
This
said
guy's
that
a liar.
Yeah. Thank you for whoever said that to me last night. That was fun.
That is incredible. That's incredible.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
You got to show the first one again because
he was
listen to how
confident.
confidently he says this. Listen to what a great liar he is. This is a real skill.
An arrogant liar. Yep.
Question. What law school did you attend, and where did you place in that class? And the other question is, could you quickly... I think
I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship.
No.
The first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class. And then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the international moot court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
That is just astounding to me. How do you rattle off a series of lies like that?
He's a politician. He's a lifelong politician.
Oh, I love... play the newscast again, because that's incredible.
I miss Sam Donaldson.
That's
I want to see this.
Fantastic.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student
That's unreal.
in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
I missed that
Joe
head
Biden
bob.
ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. This guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Okay, so he didn't have a full scholarship. He didn't finish in the top half. He didn't win the moot court award, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
He was not named the outstanding student. And he didn't graduate with 3 degrees. Every single thing he bragged about was a lie. How do you trust this guy on anything?
And that
on anything
is your flag bearer, Democrat Party. Ookie doke.
Also, now there's no way he could rattle off that list because he doesn't have the faculty to do that. I don't think.
Yeah.
I really don't think he could possibly do that.
And
lie that well.
Tough to rattle off a lie, especially when it's a 32-year-old lie at this point.
And he must have had, I don't know, he made all that stuff up. So was he planning to say it to somebody at some point? If they challenge you on what law school you went to, here's what you talk about.
Lie with confidence if you're gonna lie.
Yeah, he really did, too. Because I would have been kind of convinced, not about his IQ, but that the things he was saying were true.
Yeah.
Because who's going to lie that convincingly, that strongly? And then, because people are going to check. Maybe he just didn't think anybody would check.
I'm sure I have a much higher IQ than you. Thank you, Kara3022, for sending me all this fun stuff.
That's fantastic.
Finally found it there.
Wow.
Oh, 1988. See, boys and girls, Joe Biden's been around for a very long time, and he's tried to become president before. Let's see here. When did he first get into office? It was around 75 or so.
72-ish, somewhere in there. He's been in office for, is it 47 years? So maybe 73?
720 years he's been in.
720.
Yeah. So
that's a while.
So let's see
He's
here.
been there a while.
Good grief. Okay, so he was a state rep, 70 to 72.
Okay. And then he went U.S.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
My gosh.
Impressive.
He's been
an impressive liar. And people in Delaware have apparently bought his bull crap for a really long time. By the way, federal election officials, the commissioner, Ellen Weintraub, is warning that there's a substantial chance results for the election are not going to be known on election night.
I'm telling you,
or
man,
the next day.
This is going to be a disaster.
Or maybe even that week.
You know what, Pat?
Hopefully we'll get him this year.
Be sure to have plenty of Clorox wipes. Because you may not be going anywhere for a while after November 3rd.
Because we'll be...
Use your imagination.
There will be...
Use your imagination.
Discord, perhaps?
Use that imagination. Seriously, how long is it going to take?
I don't know.
I honestly feel that this election is going to make the 2000 election look like a cakewalk. Wait, can I say that's a bad word now, right? Cakewalk? That was one of those words we banned because it was like associated with some...
What are you, a white supremacist now?
Obviously. I apologize for letting that slip.
You just showed your true colors there.
This is what it feels like to be Joe Biden.
Yeah, you just showed your true colors.
A walk in the park? Can I do that? Is that okay?
Ooh, whoa.
Wait, what?
Whoa.
Is that not good? Walk in the park?
Sure. If you're, the grand poobah of the KKK,
I don't
you
understand.
Could say walk in the park.
What's the connection with...
Oh, please.
Like, you do cakewalk. It's going to make 2000 go to walk in the park.
Start with you don't understand how racist that is.
2000's election look like a joyride?
Don't even pretend with me, because we all know better. America heard what you said. Wow. So
I didn't hear what I said.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Seriously, there are no more words that we can use that are safe.
No phrases, no words.
Yeah, they're all... So anyway, I'm concerned about the November, December...
Yeah, there's sort of reason for concern, I would say. But let me take 60 seconds and tell you about Omega XL. If you're in pain and you're frustrated because you can't seem to get out of that pain... This is a great way to go. It is not, Omega XL is not a drug. It is all natural, and it's backed by 35 years of clinical research. And what it does is shut off the inflammation that's causing your pain. So you can try pain relievers, and you can use topical rubs, but those just mask the pain for a little while. And sometimes they don't even do a good job at doing that. But Omega XL neutralizes the inflammation. It essentially shuts it off and stops the joint destruction that is happening from that inflammation. Omega XL, this is something that's easy to take. They're tiny little gel caps, and you can swallow them probably without water. I certainly have multiple times. And to get you started on your order, when you buy one bottle, you'll get a second bottle for free. So 50% off your first order. When you buy one, you get one free. Visit OmegaXL.com/Pat. That's OmegaXL.com/Pat, or call 1-800-844-4888. OmegaXL.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
888-900-3393. Glenn had a great guest on with him, Dr. So, talking about gender dysphoria and the fact that gender is a permanent thing. It's an eternal thing. You're either a boy or you're a girl, and can we please stop denying science and admit that what's in your pants has something to do with your gender?
Are you believing this? I just got lambasted for using the term cakewalk.
Right, that's true.
And here you are suggesting there are two genders.
Here I am. This is a woman who is a liberal, by the way, but she's, I don't know, kind of into science and biology. And she talked about it with Glenn on the podcast.
We're ending all. I mean, this is the name of the book, The End of Gender. And you are getting a lot of pushback on this because I think that is the goal, to end gender. And, you were just on with Joe Rogan, and they're trying to get that podcast delisted so you can be even more depersoned, and people won't hear what you have to say. But that is the goal, isn't it? To end gender.
Well, so I should clarify the title. I chose the title, The End of Gender, to refer to the fact that science denial and denial of biology and all of this misinformation that's currently being perpetuated in our society pretty much everywhere. I mean, even by medical organizations and scientific organizations now, this is really doing us a disservice, and this is leading us to have a failure of an accurate understanding of gender. So I want to clarify that that's what the title is referring to, because I think on the surface it can sound as though I'm saying gender is whatever you want it to be, right? That very far
Right.
left progressive view. And I still consider myself to be liberal, but I'm definitely not extreme left. To say that gender is whatever you want it to be, it's purely self-identification. There is no tethering to reality. Your gender can change multiple times a day. All these ridiculous things that people are saying, and that as a society, we are almost being forced to comply with, because there is so much science denial that people don't actually know what's true anymore. So in the book, I go through 9 different myths, and I can talk about what those are if you'd like. And I offer scientific research to demonstrate why those myths are not true, so that people can really fight back against this.
So I do want to go through some of the myths. Some of them that I found really fascinating. Your explanation of gender is a social construct. Explain that concept.
So it's very trendy. I wouldn't even say it's trendy anymore. It's just taken for granted. People say that gender is a social construct, even though that's completely not true. And then from that, it's spread now to gender is a spectrum, which is gender is not a spectrum, and also that biological sex is a spectrum and socially constructed, which is not physically possible. So,
pause it for a second.
The idea that
this is astounding.
It's amazing where we're at as a society.
Yeah, that you have to have a neuropsychologist on to tell us, by the way, gender is not a spectrum. Okay, gender is not a construct. Gender is an actual thing. It's an actual scientific reality, and you can deny it all you want, but it doesn't make it true.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No, wait. George Costanza. It's not a lie if you believe it.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
well,
and I was doing this for the Joe Biden stuff.
Yeah,
but apparently it
works
applies
here
to
too.
gender.
See what Dr. So continues.
Which is not physically possible. So the idea that gender is a social construct, this means that the way we experience our gender, associated gender roles, are due to socialization in society. They're due to the media. It's due to messaging that we receive when we are young. That's not true. Gender is very much biological. This has been demonstrated in a number of research areas. All of the research literature is very consistent. And last time I sat down with you, we talked about the ways in which scientists are really denying these facts, and that new research is actually coming out. The new research that is coming out is very much politically motivated in saying that there are no biologically based differences in the brain between men and women, and gender is something that we learn. So, and that basically any sex differences we do see between men and women are due to socialization or sexism.
So then what is the, why is this happening? What is explain the mind of somebody who's pushing this, who knows what they're doing. Explain this in a good way. What is their noble attempt here?
My sense is that they think they're helping to move society forward, that this is positive for women, and I think also more broadly for people who maybe are gender nonconforming, people who are gender dysphoric. So with all of the nonsense about gender that's being pushed, I think that when I see them speak, or when I talk to these individuals who are pushing these claims, they say it's because they think it's going to help people be more comfortable in who they are and help them reach their full potential, not being held back by gender stereotypes. But I say we can do that. We don't have to deny what the science says around gender, or deny that it is biologically based. And I think for some people, especially those who are in academia and who are pushing this, it is very lucrative. It's helpful to their careers, and they get a lot of positive praise and I think positive opportunities that come from it. I mean, you mentioned some of the things I've had to experience since this book came out only 3 days ago, and it's not, it's not for everyone. So it's a much easier path for people to simply say, if this is what I need to say to be liked and to get certain opportunities and move ahead in my career, then that's what they're going to do.
That's amazing. Amazing that we have to call her courageous now. But that is courageous because they're going to be all over her on this. They already are.
Pat Gray.
Strange, isn't it? Weird to see science and truth be completely altered. Right before our very eyes.
Yeah.
Right before our eyes. Like we had Dr. So, who was talking about gender and how, I'm sorry, it's just scientific. You can't just feel like you're something you're not. If you do, it's like a dysphoria. She even mentioned dysphoria. Well, now there's a math educator, a professor, who said that using the phrase 2 + 2 = 4 to demonstrate the objectivity and neutrality of mathematics, quote, reeks of white supremacist patriarchy. The idea that math or data is culturally neutral or in any way objective is a myth, said Lori Rubel of Brooklyn College. I'm ready to move on with that understanding. Who's coming with me? Not me, Puddin'. Not me. But that just shows you where we are. It's absolutely, it's chaos. It's just chaos. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. B. DeBodine tweets, totally off subject, but I hate the mega conferences. I long for the days when Nebraska played Oklahoma. No kidding. Those were good times. Pitt played Penn State and other big games I remember from my childhood days. Petty Officer America. Maybe Sweden will start their own NFL and college football league. Yeah. Sure.
Sure. Uh-huh.
From Dum Dum Give Gum Gum. These riots will look like tea time if you cancel college football.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the truth.
Yep.
That's the truth.
Yep.
You want to see riots.
Don't mess with
football.
our football. Don't do it.
That's where we draw the line.
Do it. Caffeinated Texan, it's getting so bad, I wish I could just be frozen until things go back to normal. Yeah, good luck. That might be like, I don't know, 2,500. The year 2750. The year 12th of never, maybe.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to wake up to the Demolition Man world, but deep down, I know I'd get idiocracy.
Uh-huh. Totally.
Yep.
But just think, you can rule the world then.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The stupid people rule the world? Is that what happens in idiocracy?
Yeah, but then an average schlub wakes up in the future and he's a genius to them. Yeah. Like in
that's great.
Current times, he's just an average guy.
Uh-huh. But in the future, he's
they call
a
on him to
genius.
save the day because,
okay.
Yeah, it's that bad later.
DMXDM, why should we expect better from our institutions of higher learning? They're all run by the far left mob who loves misery and pain because it hastens their revolution. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, tweets. Is it really necessary for these press photographers to have the shutter sound turned on and their digital cameras? Come on. None of them are using 35 millimeter with film.
I noticed that too.
Looks like they're just about gonna
listen
be
to the
dropping
cameras.
records hopefully soon.
That's true. That is true.
I mean,
I didn't even think of that.
I didn't
That's
either.
a nice catch
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I mean,
that's really good.
Do we not have digital phones? And I mean, obviously they're in the press corps, but yeah, they're using old school film still, huh? Okay.
Uh-huh. From the Pickled Squirrel, I always thought of Secret Service. I always thought they said you were going, when you were going to the bunker, you went. That's the case. That is the case.
That's their job, to save your life. Ask questions later.
Yeah. Even if they have to grab you and pull you in, you're going. You're going.
They have the information. You don't. You're up there having to deal with 35 millimeter shutters.
Now, the president,
off.
I don't think any president is going to say, no, I'm staying here when the Secret Service is telling them, sir, we've got to move. Mr. President, we got to move now. What kind of dummy would say, nope, I'm staying?
No, I'm itching for a fight with Acosta.
Sir, we need to get you to the bunker right now. Nope. I'm going to hang out in the kitchen by the window. Okay? There's some dishes that haven't been done yet. You go when they tell you to go.
You go.
That's why it pissed me off so much that they over and over and over on the bunker thing from a few months ago. They just wouldn't let it go. I've never seen anything like it. COVID Bullet 23, Washington Post. Secret Service pulls Trump from press conference to shoot unarmed man outside of White House.
Yeah.
Yeah. From CT, do you suppose Joe's just told so many lies he can't keep track of them anymore? Oh, I'm sure that's the case. But that's a great lie.
He can't remember truth anymore, quite honestly.
I was just, during the break, looking it up, and after he was exposed, he said that, yeah, my memory failed me. What? No. Wait a minute. Okay, you remember being at the top of your class, upper half of your class. You remember getting 3 degrees when you didn't. You remember winning some award you didn't win. That is not your memory failing you. That is you making up a whole bunch of crap to make yourself look better. And it's pathetic. Also, we were talking about Keith used the just unconscionable word.
What did I do?
Cakewalk a few minutes ago.
Sorry.
Anything that can be done with straightforward ease is said to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, see, that's all I was trying to say.
And I'm just about to tell you why you shouldn't be saying it.
Yes, sir.
Any action that's not a cakewalk is, of course, difficult and complicated. The cakewalk was a pre-Civil War dance.
Okay. All right, I'm still listening. What have I done?
That's it. That's about it. No, it was performed by slaves on plantation grounds. So when you're talking about a cakewalk, you're talking about a dance that slaves performed on plantations during slavery. Okay? The uniquely American dance was first known as the prize walk. The prize was an elaborately decorated cake.
Oh, okay, got it.
Hence, prize walk is the original source for the phrases takes the cake and cakewalk.
Okay, cool.
Couples would stand in a square formation with men on the inside perimeter and then dance around the ballroom as if in mimicry of the white man's attitudes and manners.
Wait a minute, so they're making fun of white dudes?
Uh-huh.
They're making fun?
Uh-huh.
So what's the problem?
The steps included a high-leg prance with a backward tilt of the head, shoulders, and upper torso. That must have looked stupid.
Yeah, I mean, anything for takes the cake, right? Takes the cake!
Yep. Plantation owners served as judges for these contests, and the slave owners might not have fully caught on that their slaves might have just been mocking them during these highly elaborative dances.
See?
That's amazing.
That is awesome. You learn history on this show.
It's good stuff.
The cakewalk. Making fun of the...
But somehow they've construed that into being a racist phrase.
Yeah, just because it's associated with
slavery.
The pre-Civil War South.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And anything. So almost anything associated with the South now is racist. But if it's at or near or before the Civil War or even a little bit after the Civil War, it's racist.
Okay, here's the train of thought in my head. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You said anything associated with the South. I was thinking, Civil War. I was thinking they wore gray. Your last name. Hi there, hater McHate face.
Wow.
Pat
look at that.
Gray. All I hear is Pat racist. Blue and the gray. That
There
was the
you
Civil
go.
War. What side were you on, huh? Huh?
The North.
But
the Union.
But you're gray.
Yeah, I know.
So it doesn't work.
No, it really doesn't.
Nice try. I see what you're doing.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Well-known pastor John MacArthur got an impromptu standing ovation after he welcomed churchgoers this past Sunday morning with what he said was a peaceful protest at Grace Community Church in Sun Valley, California.
Oh, it's a mostly peaceful protest.
It's a mostly peaceful protest. That's I love it because it's smart and a little bit sassy to be saying their church service is a peaceful protest. I love that.
Yeah.
That way, we're covered, right? We can have as many people jammed into this building as we please.
Right. And
it's a mostly peaceful protest.
That's the same phrase that Trump used, right? To talk about not wearing masks. That's a political protest. See, we're just late to the verbiage game,
That's all.
We finally figured out how to use the terms to our advantage, too. So we can play this game.
And should play the game. I mean, it's unconscionable that we can't go to church right now, but you can go to these massive protests and you can go to the riots and you could do some looting. In Chicago, they just had more looting. Was it last night or the night before?
Both nights, actually.
Both nights.
Seriously.
On the Mag Mile. And the first night, it was precipitated by a justified shooting of an armed suspect who first fired at police. Police responded to a report that a guy was waving a gun around downtown Chicago. And so they showed up, and he started running, and then he turned and fired at them. They returned fire, and he was injured, and they took him to the hospital. Well, the rumors started flying around that it was another bad shooting of a black man, which it was not. And so they just felt free to start the looting process, which they did, during which time 13 cops were injured, and all kinds of stores were burned and destroyed. I mean, how does that help your cause? Of course it doesn't. They're taking advantage of the situation. And they're using whatever excuse they can find to steal whatever they want. And then when they're called on it, no, those are reparations. What we just took from the store we had coming to us, those are reparations. And it's okay because the businesses have insurance. Well, first of all, you don't know that. Secondly, insurance doesn't replace everything, doesn't compensate for everything. Plus, when you use insurance on a destruction like that, your insurance rates are going to go up.
Yep.
Plus, it takes a long time to restore everything. You're not made whole after an incident like that.
Why would you want to live or own a business in a major urban center in America right now?
You wouldn't want to.
I mean, and they're looting from, I took from Whitey, the reparations. Well, okay, a white guy or a white family who never owned slaves, okay?
Yeah.
But most of these are in black areas, and they're taking from black businesses.
Very much so, yeah. And what about the black employees of the white owners, if there are? There's you're putting people out of work. Even if you don't care about the white people, there's black people being put out of work over this. It's so ugly and so awful.
Just trying to get some monies.
Right.
Real ones.
With my real ones, trying to get some monies.
They don't care about who's behind that. It's just a storefront to them.
Right. And in Chicago, there were 31 weekend shootings, 3 killed. So it was really a pretty quiet weekend.
Wow, very quiet.
Pretty quiet weekend until the looting began.
They were saving up. They were waiting.
Yes, they were waiting for some
we're going to throw them a curveball. We're doing weeknights this week.
and that's exactly what they're doing now. That's exactly what they're doing. Jeez. It's really amazing.
Were you talking about, you just mentioned that church. Where was that church getting together again? Was that when you said they're kind of being sassy there, showing up to peaceful protest?
California, Sun Valley, California.
Was that play the video that we have, if it's the same thing at the Walmart, where the church goers show up and they just start singing. If we can't meet at church, then we'll just go to Walmart. And
that's
we'll
another
just start
smart idea.
Singing there. Because we're allowed in here. I think that's brilliant.
So did they essentially do the whole service, or did they just sing one song
I don't
and got
know.
out?
This is just the clip that's been going around.
That's really something.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Very good.
I don't know if the Walmart employees thought it was such a great idea, or the Walmart owner.
I think it's hilarious.
But
again, we got to learn how to play by the rules that have been created for us.
Yeah.
Again, we're slow to adapt, but there you have it.
But since we apparently have no religious rights anymore, well, we got to go with whatever we can get here. It's insane.
It is.
It's insane. Thank you, John Roberts, by the way, for the ruling that, casinos can be protected in this.
Right.
Casinos can have as many people as they want, but not churches.
Man, John Roberts.
Really bad.
He's
been really bad.
You're terrible, man. I thought they just had the goods on you, and you had an agreement that it was the Obamacare rulings, whatever they have on you. Whether it was you with a farm animal or something about your adopted kids from a country that you weren't allowed to adopt from. Whatever it is, I thought you had just agreed to the Obamacare rulings.
No, what they've got on him is in his own head. His legacy.
You think it's just the legacy thing. You don't think it's anything nefarious.
No, I don't. He's just got this weird thing that he doesn't want to be identified with a conservative court, with a Constitution protection court. He doesn't want that for some reason.
And remember, Kavanaugh, they have these behind-the-scenes emails to his colleagues on the court, doesn't want to deal with controversial stuff. He wants to defer. No, send it back down. Don't make us rule on abortion. Which, to his defense, he voted for life. But he doesn't want controversial cases in front of him. Why? You guys are in the wrong jobs.
Yeah.
This is your job to decide these tough cases. It's going to be amazing when it's all said and done, and we're going to admire Gorsuch for his principle much more than we ever anticipated. And at least Kagan, she is more principled than John Roberts.
Seems to be.
He rules on legacy, if we're giving him the benefit of the doubt. And she at least rules, she explains herself, and she has a libertarian streak.
Right. She does, which surprised me, but it's definitely there. And it's not like every single time.
No, it's just enough to say, wow, there's the one Democrat on the Supreme Court in our lifetime that sometimes sides with common sense. Wow, let's have a parade.
It's so unusual because we've never seen it before.
Exactly. That's what makes it so fascinating.
Yeah. Yep. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Haven't gotten into the COVID situation yet. There's plenty to talk about there. Russia has registered a virus vaccine.
Yes, a vaccine. We're cured.
Yeah, we're cured. Everything's fine.
College football. Call Vladimir Putin. He's got a vaccine for you. Let's go.
If it would save college football, I say send it to us right now. Right now.
I'm still not taking it.
Then we got Bill Gates that talking about the vaccine and whether or not you're going to be taking it. I wonder if you can guess which side Bill Gates comes down on.
Oh, boy.
Let's see. Is he for just everybody having their freedom of choice? Or is he on the side that, everybody must be vaccinated, whether you like it or not? That's going to be a hard one.
So is that a real question?
That's a real question.
So it's
a tough one.
This break to try to noodle that one out?
You can noodle it out over the next couple of minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. More coming up. And we get some tweets here. Start out the hour. T. Sheehan talking about the days when the press actually fact-checked the things that Joe Biden said. And he said a lot. Said a lot about how brilliant he is and where he graduated in his class and all the degrees he got. And then we found out none of that was true. Lies. Those were the good old days when the press actually checked what a politician said. Well, and they still do today if that politician is Donald Trump. They still do it today.
Right. And remember when the president of the United States, Bill Clinton, was accused of rape, one news personality questioned him about that. It was Sam Donaldson, who was actually in that clip about Biden.
Yeah.
The only person that asked him.
Yep. From Kara3022, question. Anyone know where Tara Reid has disappeared to over the last 6 months?
Such a good question.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you think they paid her off to go away?
Either that or she just got lost in the shuffle of the COVID-19 stuff. I don't know.
The left doesn't want to hear it.
Peep out of her. From Duct Tape Freak, remember the immortal words of George Costanza on Seinfeld. It's not a lie if you believe it.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, did you just steal that from Keith's computer? It's not a lie if you believe. He's had it written there for, 15 minutes?
I'm sure
Unless you stole it from the tweet and you just wrote it down after you saw the tweet.
Yeah, I would have made sure that the tweet that I ripped off was in front of you. No, that's not how that went down.
Something's fishy here.
If you must know the truth. Carrie actually messaged that to me and reminded me that he said that. So I wasn't even the original one.
Is Carrie with Duct Tape Freak right now?
Is
that what's going on here behind your back? There's something wrong here. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it.
Okay. Well, anyway, there you go.
From COVID Bullet 23, is it possible to make a bingo card strictly with stupid things Biden has said? Yeah, probably. Probably. The hard part would probably be narrowing the options down. Yeah, you only have 25 squares, so. Carl Smith. So they're shutting down the high school in Georgia because of 9 cases of COVID. I wonder how many cases of STDs they have. I'm sure none. I'm sure the kids all abstain. They're waiting until marriage. So probably none. The armchairist. Why aren't the families of these thousands of deceased elderly people in New York filing class action lawsuits against Cuomo and his genocidal COVID-19 policies? Another great question.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Hang on.
Another great
I haven't
question.
had a chance to look at this. The headline is New York's true nursing home death toll cloaked in secrecy. We can't even get the numbers of the dead. Which
it was a lot, though.
Oh, yes.
It's a very high number.
And absolutely, lawsuits. I don't see why not. Wrongful death, sure thing.
Pastor Sam Burton, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Romans 1:22. King James Bible. Religious zealot.
I mean, what are you quoting?
What are you doing quoting scripture?
Come on.
Thanks for the superstition there, my friend.
I mean, we can...
We don't even have a right to worship anymore. So I don't know why you're quoting, scripture.
I mean, if you want to quote Karl Marx...
Right, then we'll entertain it.
Okay.
But
this Bible stuff...
No, come on.
What are you doing?
Friedrich Engels, fair game.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Stalin, maybe. We'll hear from Chairman Mao. Sure, he had some really wise things to say that he got from Confucius. So we'll hear those, but, don't start with your cute little Bible stuff.
Especially if they're quotes in red. Come on. Get out of here.
888-900-3393. Okay, so Russia has registered a virus vaccine, and it's been administered to Putin's daughter already.
Oh, I'm sure this ends well, because Russia...
They've become the first country to officially register a coronavirus vaccine and declare it ready for use, despite international skepticism. Putin said one of his daughters already been inoculated, emphasized that the vaccine underwent the necessary tests and has proven efficient, offering a lasting immunity from the coronavirus.
That's a Russian word. It's efficient.
Yeah. Yes, it is. However, scientists at home and abroad have been sounding the alarm that the rush to start using the vaccine before phase 3 trials, which normally last for months and involve thousands of people, could backfire. Speaking at a government meeting, Putin said the vaccine has undergone proper testing and it's safe.
Okay. Well, then I'm sold. If Putin signs off on it, then I'm ready. Let's go. Come on.
I tend to say yes if this gets us through the football season. Yes, please. Send it.
Again, are you saying yes to the vaccine for yourself?
No, for everyone. For whoever wants it.
Whoever wants it.
Whoever wants it.
Oh, well,
take
it. Yeah, okay. I can get on with that. Yeah, if anybody wants it.
Send it to us. Yeah. Let's start taking it. Let's see how it works. If it works.
Of course, if he does send it to us, that means it doesn't work.
Probably true.
It's Vladimir Putin.
How out of the goodness of his communist heart. You don't think he'd just send that to us so that we could have a normal football season?
Wait, Vladimir Putin's communist? I thought that was a free society now.
They have been communist for a long time. It's the Soviet Union. Communism fell.
Yeah, that's over, man.
That's right. That's
right. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you got me.
I mean, the guy has been democratically elected. Multiple times. And he's going to be multiple times more.
Until he's, 89 years old, I think.
Until 2036, I think he's going to be in power if they keep electing him with their free will.
If they keep electing him.
Which, I mean, it's too close to call every election cycle in Russia. So who knows?
There was a time when he only got 98% of the vote.
What is the percentages that he's got?
I don't know, but I bet it's high.
I'm going to find out.
He's really popular in Russia. Really, really popular.
Oh, electoral history of Vladimir Putin. Here we go. Okay, so in 2000, it's first time, you had your chance, Russia. You blew it. You got 53.4% of the vote. But now second place was 29.5%. So there was just
so it was
15 people.
That was quite a margin.
Yeah, so then in 2004, you got 71.9%.
Because he's so popular. And then did it go up after that?
Okay, so then 2008 must have been when Medvedev had it because they invented something for Vladimir.
He became premier, and Medvedev was president or something.
Medvedev was the go-between between Obama and Putin. Remember, he transmitted to Vladimir. So in 2012, when he could run again, he got 63.6% of the vote.
Oh, it actually went down.
And in 2018, 76.7% of the vote.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure as we move ahead to 2024,
just fair and square,
2030, I'm sure that
I'm sure
it's going to be neck and neck.
All right. Speaking of the vaccine, Bill Gates has some thoughts on a vaccine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know these are important thoughts.
Yeah, this was from April, this video.
Okay.
And I only recently saw it.
So this doesn't include the good news that Russia just developed a vaccine. So
right.
He doesn't know that at this particular time and point. But here's what he said about the vaccine when there is one. This is what Bill Gates.
Oh, they don't have Bill Gates.
They don't
in
have
there.
Bill Gates.
Well, shoot.
Huh.
Okay, well, we'll find it.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll find Bill Gates because
What do you think he said?
I think what he says is you're going to have no choice but to get the vaccine. Yeah, that'll surprise a lot of people. That Bill Gates, who is a zero population guy and has been pushing vaccines as a means to bring about zero population, which I don't know how that works because you would think, well, vaccines lengthen life, right? And then you could have more children. And how does that work? Well, I don't know if there's a sterilization product in the vaccine to help that out or what. Anyway, he says you're going to have no choice. You must receive the vaccine. And you know that's how it's going to work. When the vaccine does come, they're not asking. We're not asking if you want it. We know you want it, and you will get it. So what are you going to do when they try to force it on you? What are you going to do when they tell you that as a condition of being employed and going to work, you got to receive the vaccine?
I don't work.
You just stay home? Really? Are you
I
that
won't be
strong
able to
about
afford,
it?
I won't be able to afford a home at that point.
Yeah.
This is going to devastate people that are refusing to take it.
Mm-hmm.
I will figure out a way to survive, but obviously if I'm not allowed to be employed, is this a government choice or is this an employer choice?
No, I think it'll be a government thing.
Oh, well, then that's going to be a big problem for lots of people.
If it's an employer thing, what do you do?
Well, then I try to find a job where that's not
Where
a
they
mandate.
don't do it.
Yeah. If it's a government thing, I'm sure there'll be plenty of mostly peaceful protests.
Oh, there will. There will. But will they matter? I don't know. They'll say that, look, if you want to get back to normal, you have to have the vaccine because everybody's got to be protected from you. You got to be protected from them. They got to be protected from you.
How about everybody gets the vaccine but me, and then everybody wins, right?
Except for you.
I know I'm protected from them because they got the vaccine, the magic syrup, and they're protected from me because they have the vaccine.
Yeah, I don't think they'll look at it that way,
No?
but we'll see.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see.
So you're still on the fence, though? Or are you considering it? Or
I would consider it. I don't know. I'm not as strong on the anti-vaccine thing as you are.
Again, that's a misnomer. I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm anti this vaccine. I'm anti-government pushed, government mandated vaccines. Common sense vaccines all day. This nonsense that is from a problem that isn't even a problem for people in my age range. I'm not 80 years old in a nursing home that is oversaw by Governor Cuomo, okay? I'm going to need a vaccine if I'm in there and if that's my condition. Right now, 44 years old, generally healthy, injury prone, but healthy, not happening. It's pointless. It's stupid, and I sure as hell am not going to trust anything coming from Vladimir Putin at this point, or Bill Gates for that matter.
What if it saves the football season? What if it saves college football?
Then I will have to rethink this.
I think you need to reevaluate.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I swear to you, I'm not doing it for anything. I'm not doing it for your abortion scenario. I'm not doing it for college football.
All right.
You're not putting crap in my body.
All right.
It's just not happening.
Somebody who didn't have the vaccine in time, Alyssa Milano, has something very strange going on because she got COVID-19. Apparently, she was COVID positive. And now something strange is happening to her because I guess every single symptom known to mankind happens now, including this, which she's whining about here.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Alyssa.
I just wanted to show you the amount of hair that's coming out of my head as a result
okay.
of
We'd love to see that. Good.
COVID.
Yeah, let's see.
This
Because of
is
COVID?
a detangler brush, my favorite detangler brush.
Looks fun.
As you can see in there, there is
No
no
hair. That's what I see.
in
No
there
hair in there.
right now.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good. Okay, so let's brush your hair. Oh, this is
Gone
riveting.
through 3 times now. And
Thank God Twitter is only 2 minutes and 20 seconds long.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now there's hair out of it. Wow.
Wait, that's the drain at my house after a female showers. What are you? Oh, come on. Oh, no, she's got more.
So this is from COVID?
That's what she's saying. I love how she just glosses over the fact that she apparently has COVID.
Right. Because did we know this before about her? I didn't know she had it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really keep tabs on her
No,
because
I
she
try
annoys
not
the hell
to.
out of me every time she speaks.
Right.
Or types something. But she's making sure that we
This
see.
is obviously Trump's fault right here. What's happening?
Everything's Trump's
What's happening
fault, of
right
course.
now is Donald Trump's fault. Look at all that hair that Donald Trump ripped out of her head. Look at the hair Donald Trump took from Alyssa Milano.
Coming out of her favorite detangler
Wow,
brush.
that's really kind of gross.
It's incredibly gross.
Is she going to have
One
any hair
brushing.
left?
This is my hair loss
Good gosh.
from COVID-19.
You might try Keeps. Keeps.com/Pat.
Wear a damn mask.
Wear a damn mask.
Wear a damn mask.
That was her.
That's the point.
That's her crescendo.
Oh, good gosh. Heaven help us, please. Give me strength, please.
Wear a damn mask so I
Help
don't
me.
look like Keith Malinak and go bald.
Help me, please help me. Please help me.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. She is
Okay.
agonizing.
Maybe she could try the Vladimir Putin vaccine first, huh?
Yes, I say she's the first person who's allowed to have it. Yes. That's fine.
Oh, seriously, that is any woman watching
Wear
that.
a mask.
Any woman watching that with long hair
Mm-hmm.
has got to be thinking that's what my drain looks like.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I don't know if that much hair comes out. Maybe. I don't know. That was a lot of hair.
Okay, well she needs
She's going to be bald in about 5 days.
some vitamin E in her diet or something. Is that what grows
Something.
hair or keeps it healthy?
And I have never heard the hair loss thing as a symptom of COVID. Is there one thing
No.
COVID doesn't cause? It causes everything.
Everything. Everything.
COVID has every symptom known to man. And so whatever symptom you have, that's COVID-19.
My coffee cup's pretty much empty right now.
COVID-19.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I'm short on black ballpoint pens.
COVID-19. Having a hard time selling your home? COVID-19.
Really? That's
Yeah.
a symptom too?
Yeah, but there's a vaccine for that. It's called Real Estate Agents I Trust.
And this one's been tested.
.com. Yeah, this
This is safe. This is good
very,
to
very
use.
safe and very, very effective. If you need your house painted or, maybe some landscaping done or the roof should get repaired or completely replaced, you need somebody to walk you through that process and to help you understand whether or not it's something you really need to do before you sell the home. That's where the great realtors at realestateagentsitrust.com come in because they know all these things. They're really skilled. They've got great track records. And so they know what they're doing. And they know how to advise you on how to sell your home and how to buy one. So maybe you're doing both because you're in the process of relocating. You definitely need somebody to be there with you every step of the way. You need a partner with a competitive winning machine. Team of people who will see it through with you to the end. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393 and Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We have the Bill Gates. We have the Bill Gates video now. This might surprise you. Of course, I've taken a little bit of the surprise out of it by telling you essentially what he's going to say. But here it is from his own mouth.
For the world at large, normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population. And
Wow. There it is. That's how you're going to get your normalcy back.
Okay.
Is if the entire globe takes the vaccine.
Did he go on to say we have no choice? Does he say that?
Yeah, I don't know. That seemed a little
All right.
clip, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a quick one. All right. Anyway, I'm sure he feels that way because he talks about vaccines all the time, and he's that kind of guy. And that's not exactly what Fauci said recently. Was it Fauci or was it some other official that said, yeah, even after the vaccine, we'll still have to wear the mask and social distance? Jeez, okay. We just can't win here. We just can't win. Also, a person who wasn't wearing a mask in Australia got some respectful treatment by a police officer there.
Yeah, so I don't know.
We don't know if this is why she gets this respectful treatment.
Okay, so I think what we do know is that the first interaction between the two was because she wasn't wearing a mask as she was walking down the street.
Okay.
What we don't know is what precipitated right before the video starts.
Did she
playing.
resist? And he
right.
got
Either way, he gets handsy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Look at this, man.
Let go of his.
Good God.
And this cop
he's got her by the neck.
He seems possessed. He's not talking. He's not communicating. He's not giving her instruction. He's choking her. Look at this. Like a robot. Look at this.
And he takes her down while choking her. Oh, and he's got the knee on her.
He's going to do a lot more here.
Oh, man.
He's going to roll her over and get on top.
Yeah, but you're choking her. As a man on a girl, and you choked her. For what? For a mask? For not having a mask? Look how pathetic you are. She doesn't have a mask. Are you serious? Just for not having a mask?
I mean,
wow.
It out of control, Western society.
Yeah.
Boy, it was fun, right?
I mean, we don't know if that's the case.
We don't know if
it
she
was just
punched
for
him
not
in the
having a
face.
mask.
Right.
Who knows?
But yeah,
that looks bad.
That's interesting.
That looks bad.
You would think that.
Good thing it's a white woman.
Right.
Right? I mean, otherwise, all hell would be
You would
breaking
think
loose
applying
right now.
pressure to the throat would have been taken out of the police manuals worldwide by now.
You would think that? Yeah.
But
really bad idea to do that. Now,
however, if you're not wearing a mask, you could see where that might be appropriate.
Yes. Or just take a baton to it. Just take one of those sticks and just be beating on him.
Right.
You know.
Right.
If she wasn't wearing a mask, and she wasn't.
It seems reasonable. I mean,
seems reasonable.
It just saves one life.
Yeah. Or just take out your weapon and just keep firing at her.
Was he carrying a weapon there in Australia? Do they carry?
I don't know.
I think cops probably do there. I don't know.
In Britain, they didn't used to. I think that changed, or did it? Are they still the?
I don't know. There was a video we didn't play we had last week where just a bunch of kids were beating the crap out of a police officer in Britain. I don't think he had a weapon on him.
Jeez. That's going on almost every day somewhere now.
Well, that's what happens when you don't wear a mask, you know? Because, I mean, do you want to save society? Do you want your college football back?
Yeah, I do. And here's the thing. I've been wearing a mask. We're mandated.
Yeah. So
you can't blame this on that. I think almost all of us, where it's mandated, we comply. Okay, I can't go into a Kroger without my mask, so I wear the mask. I can't go to church right now with the mask. Do I love it? No. But my church officials want me to wear the mask. They want me to obey the local edicts, so I do. So I am not endangering the lives of people by not wearing a mask. So that can stop, as far as I'm concerned. Stop with the, if you would have worn a mask, you'd have a college football season. Shut up. Shut up.
You want a Jeffy scam to get around wearing a mask on an airplane?
Sure.
Okay, so you're sitting on the airplane, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, better wear your mask or we'll kick you off the flight without a parachute, quite frankly, at 37,000 feet. So
wow, they'll just throw you right out the door?
That's what they're saying. I think that's pretty much what American Airlines is saying. Yeah.
Okay.
And they even say during the pre-boarding instructions, both flights, don't wear your mask around your neck and your chin. They need to cover your mouth and your nose. So what you do is on your way to the airport, don't do it at the airport because that costs way too much, but you stop at the CVS or something, you get you a little bag of almonds or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you put it on the tray table in front of you. Maybe you're watching a movie. Like I watched 1917 on my latest flight. It was fun. And so you got the bag of almonds there, right? And so when you feel the stewardess coming by, you just, put one almond in.
Because you're eating.
I'm eating. I'm sorry. I can't put my mask up for the next 2.5 hours.
It just so happened you ate the entire flight.
Yeah. And it's just, that's the way,
okay.
that's
United
the way
Airlines
it
is
worked out.
cracking down on that right now. Thanks for that.
Crap.
Nice.
I was trying to help out
nice
the
move
audience.
there, Keith.
I was trying to help out the audience. No, because we're going to be back to normal in like just a couple more weeks,
that's right?
That's
right.
So you only need that hot tip for another couple weeks.
Back to normal in just a couple of weeks.
So just eat one almond
exactly
every 8 minutes or so.
All right. I bet that would. It probably does work. Worked for you, right?
Oh, there's no probably, my friend.
All right. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. 888-900-3393. And Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let's go to Grayson in Arizona. Grayson, you're on the Blaze. Hi. Is he there still? Maybe.
Is he basting lambs?
What? We missed the first
Start
part.
over and go.
Hey, Pat, it's great.
Hey,
ask Keith there. Is he basting lambs back there?
Are you basting lambs?
Lambasting. Yeah, it's lambasting, not lambasting. Come on now.
What?
Potato.
Sorry, this might be a reference to an hour ago. I don't know what.
Yeah,
you're
when
saying.
did he say?
Just a little bit. I've been on hold for a while, so
okay.
yeah.
Oh boy, and it was worth the wait, was it not?
Sure was.
All right,
sure was.
Is that what we got? What else we got going on?
That's what he's got. That's good.
Where I'm going with this is I can't wear masks medically because of born with asthma.
Okay.
But
yeah,
if I try to take an Uber or Lyft, I have a service dog that helps me physically, literally. She pulls me along. I've got some spinal cord issues, and it's not the problem with my husky. I don't have a mask.
Right.
I even try to contact him, let him know I can't do that because my blood oxygen drops too low. And so even getting into any place around, I rely on others to head out and get stuff for me. And it's
well, yeah, because you'd get all kinds of nasty looks, and nobody asks you, hey, do you have a medical condition? Is that why you're not wearing a mask? They don't care about that.
Exactly.
They don't care.
And one other point I want to make out, I've been a firearms instructor and hunter safety, and I'm an Eagle Scout, so I've had this stuff my whole life with involvement in these types of things. And when I teach a firearm like the concealed carry here in Arizona, it's optional now, but when I taught the course, I mostly taught the women. But now that I'm disabled, there's situations I think people don't understand. Threat to person's personal safety. When you're accosting somebody or you're getting in their face and you don't know what's medically wrong with the person and they pull a firearm because their life is in danger, this is something that isn't really taught much about. And, I've kind of been thrown into that, and so I've had to discuss that. I've actually had handicapped folks that I'd help get out hunting, like with their wheelchairs and service animals. So I've had that exposure, and it's interesting that I'm now, I now rely on that.
Yeah.
And so I have a really in-depth view and perspective of all of this. But these things aren't discussed, and even these stand your ground laws, and we're finding folks getting arrested for defending not only their home and property. I'm talking life.
Right.
And these people running around and accosting elderly, and they don't understand. They literally are taking their own lives in their hands, because if that older gal has a firearm, she's absolutely justified in using that, because it's the threat that's posed. So anyway, just
not in Australia.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Right.
Thanks.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, that's the problem, right? And
Thanks,
how
Grayson.
many people are going to end up
Appreciate it.
having lung issues from these restrictions, from the whatever is living in these masks that people aren't washing often
Are we
enough?
going to have more problems from the mask than COVID-19?
I mean, the fallout from
wouldn't
this,
surprise me at all.
both personal and societal, are immeasurable. And I will lambaste you if you say otherwise. And for the record, I did pronounce it correctly, Grayson. I did look that up.
Did you know?
Yeah, just now. Yeah,
it says based.
Lambaste? It's two options.
Okay.
You can do
lambaste or lambast.
I know irregardless still isn't a word.
Okay.
But lambasting,
that's
is.
okay.
Yes, it is.
All right. Good. A little sensitive about that, weren't
Well,
you?
yeah. I mean, if you're going to wait on hold an hour to correct
well,
my
he had something
pronunciation,
else too. He had something
at
else.
least have it right.
He had
if you're
something
going to
else.
correct someone.
888-900-3393. From T. Sheehan, Evangelicals for Trump held worship event in the Vegas casino, bypassing unconstitutional Nevada church ban.
So we
way. Did they really?
We looked this up. We found video out there. Indeed, they did. A casino opened their doors, said, come on in and worship, and then don't forget the slots on your way out. Look at that. They got a conference room.
That is cool.
They're practicing social distancing. They're wearing masks. And they're having their church service. Look at all those people.
A little hugging. Maybe they shouldn't be clasping hands.
Oh, there's a guy checking his phone during worship. That's good. I mean, you got to check your
that is really. I wonder what casino that is, because they should be applauded for allowing them to come in and do that. Because there were several hundred people there at least, and that's okay in a casino. That is amazing. That's great.
Yeah, let me see.
So all of these churches are getting really creative right now.
Sorry, John Roberts. We're Americans. We're gonna figure out a way from your tyrannical.
We'll find a way.
For Grace in Arizona, tyrannical or tyrannical are either appropriate there with your rulings. It was at the. Doesn't say which casino.
It's too bad because they should get some props.
They sure should.
That's great.
So yeah, that's.
I mean, maybe they charged him. I don't know, but still, they let him come in and do a worship event, and people got to go to church.
That's awesome. I mean, that's the American way, right?
Right.
You're going to tell us we can't, and we're going to say, the First Amendment argues otherwise.
Right.
And
even if the Supreme Court won't acknowledge that fact, we're going to find a way to make this law abiding, and they did. That's really something.
This is so strange. I have read 2 stories now about this worship event, and
it doesn't say which casino.
I wonder if that's on purpose. You know what I mean? Are they trying to stay on the DL? The catacombs of the early church, or it's the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas? Yeah, there it is. I found it.
Ahern Hotel?
Yeah, that's a big one, right? I have no idea.
I don't know.
I've never
Not
heard
a
of
big
it.
Vegas guy.
But that's a good PR move by them. That's for sure.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I love this story. An LA councilman who voted to cut police funding.
What? Tell me, what happened?
He's called the cops to his home 8 times since April. 8 times.
How often have you called the cops to your house in
the last
5 months?
5 months? 4 months? Whatever?
Yeah, 4 months. 4 months. How many times in the last 4 months? Don't be crazy here.
Let me
be
think.
serious.
Okay, wait. All right.
Come on.
Okay,
we want the truth, not Joe Biden facts, Pat Gray facts.
6, 5. None. 0.
None.
Yeah, 0.
Okay.
Grand total of 0 times. But I still don't want to defund the police.
This guy, man. Oh, God.
He voted to cut the police budget by $150 million. Fox 11 reporter Bill Mulligan tweeted a link Friday to a public information record, a request that reportedly showed Councilman Mike Bonin called LAPD to his home 8 times since April 4th of this year.
That is awesome.
Including to provide extra patrols and protection from mostly peaceful protesters at his house.
Wait, what's this councilman's name?
Mike Bonin.
Okay,
B-O-N-I-N.
so that's someone at the police precinct calling this reporter or something saying,
that's so
hey,
great.
Why don't you do a Freedom of Information Act request on this Bonham guy?
And brilliant. Thank you. And so the protesters show up at the guy's house. He's on their side. They go to his house anyway because they're mostly peaceful. And they were causing, I'm sure, just a little consternation in the neighborhood and with Mike himself. And so he calls the police on him, and they show up for that, too. That is amazing. He's on their side. They go to his house anyway to hassle the guy.
And how many times have we seen that? I guarantee you, Lightfoot, who's now upset at the protesters and the rioters and the looters, they're probably getting close to the mayor's house. That's probably why she's upset.
Now she's saying you'll be brought to justice for looting. Whereas, a few weeks ago, she was fine with the looting. Yeah. There was not a problem. Then what? Those are reparations. Shut up.
Maybe the census cowboy could help out. What's he doing? Knocking on doors? Fill out your census and stop looting.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, what a great time.
And Seattle police chief just resigned because the city council, despite the fact that they had that massive show for the police on behalf of the police, it was the defend, not defund police movement. And there had to be thousands of people at that rally. On the day that they were going to vote, they went ahead and cut the number of cops in the city by 100. Defunded the police, cut the cops, 100 cops from the force. Jeez.
Yeah.
So Police Chief Carmen Best announced her resignation.
Smart. Goodbye. Y'all deal with this crap.
The city has about 1,400 police officers, and reductions fell far short of the 50% cut to department that many of the Black Lives Matter protesters wanted, but they still cut it.
I mean, you're giving into these demands on whatever scale. I mean, just cutting one job because they want you to. That's like negotiating with terrorists.
They also cut Best's $285,000 annual salary. Best and Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin strongly opposed the proposals. Oh, Mayor Durkin strongly opposed.
Remember she?
That's right, because they showed up at her house too. It's a little different when you're involved directly,
right?
Isn't
when
it?
It's your neighborhood.
When you're the target. Oh, wait. Wait. Black Lives Matter, yeah, but sure, I'm on board with the defund the police thing.
Yeah.
That's great.
And that also, the college football players, right? Remember, they want to unionize, basically. They want all these 50% revenue shares, health insurance, all this stuff.
And by the way, they demanded themselves right out of a season, probably.
Right. Is it, do you want to play or do you want to organize? Which
no,
is it?
they want to organize, and so they're not going to play.
They have brought this upon themselves, really.
Many people have said it's not the COVID thing. It's the unionizing thing that the Big Ten was avoiding this year. And that's why they voted to, I guess they voted to stop the season.
So
we'll see later on today.
Maybe the news leaked out yesterday purposefully.
Maybe.
To kind of put pressure on the players to be like,
that would be smart, wouldn't it?
So you want to play or you want to pick it?
Because now it's hashtag let us play.
Right. We want to play. Yeah.
Really? So you want to play more than you want to unionize?
We got to know.
Or what is it now?
We need a decision by close of business. Let's go. What do you want, guys?
I hope that's it.
I hope it was a ploy. I hope so. Because the Big Ten was awfully quiet yesterday.
Yeah, they were.
While everything was spilling over into social media.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Apparently, they're meeting today, Big Ten officials around the conference. So we'll see.
As soon as this report came out from Dan Patrick, all hell broke loose.
Here's the information I got. The Big Ten and Pac-12 will cancel their football seasons tomorrow. Okay. The ACC and the Big 12 are on the fence. The SEC is trying to get a delay to have teams join them. The SEC is looking at exclusive TV contracts. So once again, then I followed up with my source and I said, so the Big 10 and Pac-12 canceled tomorrow. That's what I'm told this morning. 3 Big 10 teams that I've spoken with said it's done. And I followed up by saying, so the SEC might go alone and bring in other schools. That's the latest. They're trying to buy time, according to my source, to see if the ACC or Big 12 will go along with them.
Yeah. So it's a huge cluster event right now.
Yes, it is. I want to know,
cluster
event. I want to know, I think the key to all this, who's Dan Patrick's source?
Yeah, that is the key.
That's the key.
But if it's a ploy by the Big Ten to force the hand and to scare the players into submission, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yes! And if not, if they cancel today, along with the Pac-12, and the SEC is going it alone and they're looking for other schools, let me just remind you, there's a little school out west.
Really?
In a little town called Provo,
Lincoln,
Utah, that would love to freaking play football. In fact, they're in their fall camp right now.
Right, they're in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Begging and pleading for teams to play them. They've lost 10 out of 12 football games.
Yeah, my team, the Cornhuskers, I thought you were talking about them because that sounds about accurate when it comes to wins and losses. But you're just talking about opponents on the schedule.
Exactly.
I thought you were talking about the actual games there.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see.
Are the Huskers supposed to be good this year? Or are they just no? Really?
Mediocre.
That's too bad.
We don't set expectations anymore.
That's just so weird, isn't it?
I don't want to talk about it.
A school that won.
I just want to play football.
Didn't they win the national championship twice in the 90s, or was it just once?
Whoa!
Once?
3 times.
3 times.
Over the 4 years that I was enrolled there. It was Keith Magic. Thank you very much. They lost 2 games over those 4 years.
Boy, how they've.
I don't want to talk about. I don't even know what you're talking about. After, and they played in the national championship the 2001 season and got pummeled by Miami after they got pummeled by Colorado in the Big 12 championship game.
So they,
but since then,
they want to play football, right? And
Absolutely.
So does Iowa, I think, in the Big Ten.
But Michigan and Ohio State. What was so fascinating yesterday is that these schools, as these players and coaches were tweeting out and making these comments, the official accounts for these schools, like Michigan and Ohio State, were just retweeting them. Almost like, yeah, we want to play. So I don't know what this 12-2 vote thing is, but there are other schools, and yes, there is the pronunciation of lambasting on the screen there. I did not put that up there. Don't blame me. I'm just pointing it out there. Lambasting. Right. I had it right. Anyway, so there's so many schools.
Actually, it's either way.
I know.
So you're both right.
But for the record,
all right,
I wasn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So many schools want to play. So many schools want to play, and they made it very clear. And so while these presidents,
it would be hard to believe Ohio State and Michigan don't want to play football.
They were just talking smack to each other on a conference call last week.
Yes.
So
come on.
Nobody was communicating yesterday. It was very quiet. So I think that maybe that seed was planted to Dan Patrick. This is what I'm hoping. And then we saw, oh, no, I'm just kidding. Forget about the health insurance and the 50-50 revenue split.
I'm just afraid we're getting our hopes up now, and we're just going to be
I need hope,
later
man.
in the day.
I got none.
Yeah, I don't want to get my hopes back up and then have them crushed again.
I don't care. Welcome to Atlanta Falcons fandom, okay?
It's too much.
Yeah, well.
I mean, a fall without football.
I shut down power the country down, Pat. If we have a fall without football, shut her down.
Shut her on down.
Just shut her down if there's no football. Good night.
Lock up afterwards.
No, leave it open. Just let the looters take the rest of whatever's left.
Well, that's reparations. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Just let them have some reparations, and we're all set.
All right. I am sad.
I'm really sad if this turns out to be true. So now you've got. I mean, who would have thought that the Big Ten and Pac-12 would wuss out? You could see it from the MAC conference.
They shut down, right?
Or they shut down
last
already.
week, and then the WAC yesterday, right? Or
the Mountain West
used to be the WAC, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I got
sorta,
it. Mountain West.
Sorta
I still get stuck saying the WAC.
The Mountain West shut down. So that's when we lost Boise State, San Diego State, and Utah State. So all 3 of our rivals, Utah State, Boise State, all off the menu. So anyway, they shut it down. I don't know if they would come back if this turns out not to be true with the Big Ten and Pac-12. Would the Mountain West reconsider? I don't know. Again, it's a cluster event. It's a whole big cluster event right now. It's like the chaos going on in Portland.
Oh gosh, never ends.
You got this older woman in Portland. She was trying to put a fire out.
Mm-hmm. Antifa doesn't want their fires extinguished.
No. And so here's what happened.
All right, so look, she's got a walker, this grandma, and she's trying to get the fire extinguisher going. That's my biggest fear.
Pull the pin.
If there's a fire, like, what do I do? Oh, pull the pin. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I should have said that.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have said that.
Now, see, Antifa doesn't like their little fires. Look at this blocking.
It's
Like,
the highlight of her life. Come on.
oh, these people are just despicable.
We want to see it.
I mean, we're taunting grandmas now.
Hit her in the face with the
That's true. That would have
extinguisher.
worked. Yeah. Oh, look, she
There you
figured
go.
out where the trick.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
move,
come
please.
on.
That's
unreal.
Yeah.
Watch your back. Okay, it's not.
Yeah, but
can't juke her
grandma's
out.
got moves though. Watch this.
Nice.
See ya. Got the fire out.
So Antifa representative there, dressed in black, didn't want the fire extinguished, and is standing in front of grandma.
Yeah, if you're so proud of your cause, why don't we see your faces, by the way?
Yeah, right?
I mean, if these are principles that you're standing for, you should be proud to be anti-fascist.
Then in Portland, also in Portland, I guess, this poor woman, older woman, gets paint thrown all over her. At a protest. At a mostly peaceful protest.
Now, I want you to watch the punk. Can I say punk? I can't say cakewalk. Can I say
I think
punk?
you can, yeah.
Okay. Walks by here, and he's thinking about choking her out. Watch this. See this? He's wrapping that, and he's like, I'll just drop that there. He wanted to take that yellow tape around her neck. You leave right now.
Yeah, he's got a BLM person screaming in her face.
Yeah.
Look how courageous she is, though.
And she's telling him, I've marched here before. I've been here since when? We're taking back our country.
Put your mask on!
And put your mask on is the rant from the crowd. Put your mask on? Put your city back together.
Yeah, that's the main issue right now.
Yeah,
her mask
her mask,
is down
yeah.
at that point.
Well, Alyssa Milano, if she were there, she would not be upset that the lady was covered in paint. She'd be upset that the lady wasn't wearing a mask. Put your damn mask on so I can stop going bald.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
This is...
the older women being accosted on the street by, I don't know, 20-year-old morons.
But they're anti-fascist, Pat, so they're
right.
doing good.
Sure they are.
Know?
Sure they are.
Is the thing.
Screaming in her face to get out of here and this isn't her country anymore or whatever. This isn't your time anymore. Really? Well, whose time is it? Karl Marx's time? Because, because that's the organization you apparently belong to, whose leader said that
are trained Marxists.
I'm sorry, what?
You
are
trained Marxists.
Are trained Marxists. If we could just get that message. Does anybody care anymore that you're following a bunch of trained Marxists down a Marxist path that's also anti-nuclear family? So you got the evil of communism, Marxism, and the evil of trying to destroy the traditional family unit. That's pretty evil. And so good luck with that path if that's the one you're traveling.
Would you say it's criminal what they're doing?
It is criminal what they're doing. Yes, it's criminal.
Okay. Yep.
It's apparently not affecting the Amish, though.
Fun stuff. Oh. Who sent me?
I like this Amish. Is it a cartoon or a meme or something?
Yeah.
One Amish guy, farmer, says to the other, I wonder why COVID has not affected us. Because we don't have TV.
Look at that.
Right there.
That's exactly right. See? Because the more you watch of this whacked out news coverage, the worse this problem is for America.
So sadly, when I first saw this, I looked it up. I thought, so the Amish are they really not having a problem? No, they
okay, but don't just stop it.
Sorry to
stop it.
Sorry to ruin that, but
no,
we've had quite an outbreak in Lancaster County.
No.
Yeah.
Let's go to a smorgasbord and not wear masks, shall we?
Yeah, okay. All righty. So, welcome to it. It is the year 2020, and it just gets weirder every single day.
I hate this year so much.
If you hate this year, just wait until next year.
No, it can't.
Just wait. Can't get worse? Is that what you're about to say? I'm sorry. Need I remind you of 2019? All right. Okay, well, have a great day. We'll be back for the middle of the week celebration tomorrow. Jeffy will be here to chew the fat with us. I'm Pat Gray Unleashed. See you then.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.